Herzlich willkommen zu unserem Podcast Broncos Talking. Welcome to our podcast Broncos Talking. It's a very pleasure to have you here, James Livingston. Finally, we made it. For me, it's a big pleasure. The second year here in Stetzing, and we never did a podcast with you so far. Hope you're fine.
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
How was your day so far?
Today, I got up and took my daughter to daycare, and she's going there for half a day. Then I took the dog for a long walk into the rink and did a little workout. Talked with Johan for a couple minutes about the last games and what we're thinking about in the future. And then, did a workout, went home, had some lunch, and took a rest. And now it's time for practice.
So lots of activities.
Yeah, I mean, it's busy and then it's not busy at the same time. So yeah, that's good.
Okay. So after that long series of games and the race we had for position 5 for the direct qualification, what are you doing to stay fit? What are you doing when you're feeling anti or tired?
Well, it's been even the last couple months have been a little bit strange because we had such a slow start, unfortunately, to the season. That then once everything kind of got on track and we started to win games and we started to play the way we know we were capable of, there was just so much focus and I wouldn't say pressure, but it was internal pressure from one another to hold ourselves to a high level of accountability and to be as good as we can be every night, both in practice and in the games. So we really pushed ourselves in these last while here to get better every day. Like I said, in practice, then in the games, we had the results that we wanted to, winning, however many games we won. And I think we won 6 games to finish the season. So it was a lot, and we worked hard, and I think we were very close to achieving our goal at the start of the season, which was the top 5 position. Unfortunately, we missed it by 1 point. But after the start that we had of the season, I think we're also pretty proud of where we've ended up in the end of the regular season.
Yeah. So after the game in Cortina, it was already hard, and then we saw it yesterday that unfortunately for us, the Break-In didn't make the win.
Yeah.
Now we're starting in the Group A of qualification round. What do you expect there?
Yeah, well, just first to say, like, after that game in Cortina, it was such a bittersweet win because obviously we're excited whenever you win a hockey game and you win it in a shootout where Caponelli and San Vito scored beautiful over shootout goals, and then we got that win, but we knew that now we were, potentially leaving the door open for them to win in Bregenz, and then they would take that 5th spot. And credit to Cortina, they played really strong, and they're a hard team to play against. Obviously, they're a very good team, winning the Italian Cup this year. But now that we know that we're in the qualification round, it's just changing our mentality to where we have to be the best we can be every game against teams that we definitely should have a good chance to win against. But it doesn't mean it will be easy, of course. Those teams are going to play hard, and we've had trouble in the past against Red Bull, against Merano. We lost to Gardena this season. Like, those teams are all very good, and if we don't bring our best game every time we play against them, then we can definitely lose. So as long as we're focused and we have the right mindset going into this round, we're confident, we feel good, and we're excited about it too.
So do you have some special rituals to keep up this mindset, to keep on going on that? Is it hard,
like, as a team or personally?
Personally, and then also how you feel for the team? Because I think from my personal experience, it is also hard to fall into a hole after you had a race and you didn't make either.
Yeah.
You made it, but you easily fall.
That's true. I think that, I mean, for me, I have pretty much the same routine before every game, and that's kind of something that kind of gets my head in the right place before I play. And that's having food around the same time. I usually have tortellini in the early afternoon. Then I use, like, like to take a little nap while my daughter's napping. I try to take a nap also. And then when I come to the rink, we have our meetings, tape the stick, have a coffee, and you kind of just do all the same things so that, I mean, it's not a perfect science, right? But you try and keep it kind of repetitive. And that can kind of mentally, the routine of it gets you focused. I try not to get too crazy about it because some people, they have to tie the left skate first or else their whole game is going to be ruined. If they tie the right one first, then it throws them off. And so I try not to be too strict about it, but at the same time, like just to be, I mean, most of the guys know if it's, the game's at 7, if it's 5:30, I'm probably on the couch here for like 10 minutes and just a little bit of quiet time. And then I'm in the gym workout doing my warm up. That's the same before every game. And then I get a little, go into the physio with Manu usually, and then dressed and then ready for warm up. So everyone kind of does it differently, but I have my routine that I am pretty firm with, and I keep that, and that personally gets me ready to try and play consistently at a high level for every game and be ready mentally. As far as a team goes, I mean, we're lucky that we have uh, a coaching staff. I mean, management as well. We're lucky, like when management is around the team, everyone's so positive. We feel that the coaching staff believes in us, so it's easy to take a little bit of confidence from that. And I've been on teams before where you know, you feel like you could be fired at any time, or you feel like this guy is ready to just yell at you at any second. And it's different coaching styles, but luckily here, Johan is very, very supportive and positive with everyone. And as a team, whether we win or we lose, we know that he's, him and Aaron, of course. Aaron's such a positive guy. And it's really nice to know that we have a coaching staff that has our back, that they're, going to tell us when we make a mistake, of course, but they're also going to highlight the positives of, like I said, we've done a lot to come this far in the season. We're looking at the positives, and moving forward, we're going to do a lot of, video. We're going to do a lot of stuff to be ready for the opponents that we're going to see. So, just all those things. So I guess that would be the personal way that I try and stay ready and focused. And then as a club, yeah, like we're going to have a meeting today and we're going to talk about to probably recap the end of the season, the last few weeks that have been gone by so quickly, and what's it going to take for us to make our ultimate goal, which is to be in the playoffs. No,
Mhm. Yeah, sounds good.
yeah,
Um, and I mean, you were talking about the coaching staff leading you there, but you or yourself was brought here from the club to be leader,
yeah.
and I think you found that role in the locker room. So are you see that? Are you what can you bring to the guys?
Yeah, I usually have like a little short speech before every game. Not always so short, but I usually stand up and say something just about. I mean, in the last games against Cortina, I talked about. And other guys are also speaking too. So usually, if there's lots of guys. Paul's always speaking, Connor's speaking. Other guys are talking, saying stuff. So I just like to emphasize important things I think that they said, or things about systems of the other team, or just even just hey, let's have a good game tonight, and looks like it's going to be a great atmosphere in the Buffalo Mozzarella back here. So it's great. Like we can just talk about it, and then everybody gets excited, and then coach comes in. Maybe he'll talk something about the what to expect from the opponent for the evening, and we just go and play.
So do you think your past or your hockey career in the past did help you to bring you in that position you have in this club now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been very fortunate to have a lot of experience throughout my career. Having played in like a lot of leagues around North America and Europe, and being the oldest guy on the team now, which is crazy because it feels like I was the youngest guy on the team. Like last year as the youngest guy, and now I'm the oldest guy. But hey, that's how it goes, right? And then so yeah, I've seen a lot, and I've seen different things before, and it's easy to get too low or too high down on yourself or too excited, and I try and keep everybody on a level mindset and energy level wavelength. Like guys can get too excited. They have to go out there and take penalties or whatever, or we can go down and then be down and not play to our potential because we have too much negative energy around. Sometimes the referees can be, a problem, and we have to try and settle everyone down because it's, like guys are not focused on the right things. They're focused on the referees and maybe a bad call or something they missed. So I feel like for the most part, I'm pretty calm and pragmatic about these types of things, and I can just say, "Boys, come on, let's refocus, relax, and let's focus on what matters here."
Yeah.
We don't need to score one goal here. We're back in this game, or whatever it may be. So I have at this point in my career, I have the confidence to stand up in front of everyone and kind of make myself heard and say, like, we can do this, or we need to do that better, and so that's definitely something that I can bring, that experience that I have, bring that to the locker room, and it's something that I enjoy being looked up to as a leader on this team, and teaching the younger guys a thing or two here and there where I can. So it's a good role for me, and I really enjoy it. I relish that role to be able to do that here for the Broncos for sure.
Yeah. Speaking, or I was thinking also before when I took the notes for this podcast about your long journey you had, I have the notes that you have been playing in your youth time, then followed by AHL and ECHL.
Yep.
And in 2015, 2016 was your first step into Europe with Dornbin, the former Ebel.
Yes.
Then came DL2 Germany, EIHL Great Britain, Slovakia, then again Austria, Denmark. Let us know what was the nicest place you've been apart from Stettin, because Stettin is the nicest place. But what was the team where you said, okay, this was great for me. This was
Yes. I always say that I'm so lucky, my whole hockey career, that I've gotten to experience so many different things and see different places in the world. Um, when I was playing North America, I was playing outside of Boston. Boston's a really cool place. Then I was in ECHL, which was Idaho, and that's like a different planet, but also amazing. Just, from like a Boston to the west coast of America, and Idaho is gorgeous. I really, really enjoyed that place, actually. That was one of my favorite cities because it was like, for where I was in my life, it was a college town, but it was big enough that you could have fun and do a lot of different things. But it was a really small town feel. So Idaho, I really enjoyed Boise but there. And then being in Europe, like every place has had such an amazing, unique charm and something different about it. Cardiff, who stands out as like a pretty cool. I was kind of the only big city that I played in was Cardiff, and it's, I don't know, a little bit less than half of them, maybe 200,000 to 400,000 type size city, and they have professional sports teams there, and other than the hockey team, so we had a lot of fun playing in Cardiff, and we really enjoyed it there. But then everywhere I got to go, like living in Slovakia was something that I before I came to Europe, I didn't really know where Austria and Slovakia, like I knew they were in Europe, but I didn't know where they were on the map, right? But then, getting to go and live in those places and really experience the cultures, it's just so much different, but it's also like amazing. Like everything, the people, they think differently, but they're such nice, genuine people. And I had great experiences. I mean, pretty much everywhere I was. I got to do a lot of different things on and off the ice. All the leagues had different pros and cons, and all the different cities and towns had different things that I loved and things I didn't like as much. But it was all part of the journey, and it was all really, it was really special, and it's memories that I'll keep with me forever for sure.
And now you came to the country where your wife's from.
Yeah.
Or yeah, my wife is from. As you came here to Stettin. I mean, we're not talking about a big place, but tell us what did you first think when you came the first time here?
Well, I came here. I'm trying to think. It was after the season before I started playing here. I came for a short visit, and I was just. I think that people that are locals that were born and raised here take for granted how beautiful it really is here. And when I came into town, my jaw was on the floor. Like the mountains and the scenery and the greens of the mountains are something that's when you're from, Toronto and north of Toronto, but there's not really any hills or mountains or anything like that. Like it really is gorgeous, and there's something about mountains that I really enjoy. So I was definitely taken by the beauty and the scenery of the area. And then, as you come into town, there's castles on both sides of the highway and stuff that you just don't see in Canada because the history in Canada is, yeah, it's a few hundred years old, whereas here you can see a few hundred-year-old houses of anywhere, any neighborhood almost. So that part was really neat. And no, my wife and I thought the people here were right from the start were super friendly and nice folks, easy to get along with. Well, sometimes understanding between German, Italian, and English can be difficult, but that's never a problem though, right? And everyone knows we can always communicate with everyone, so it's nice.
It's too difficult for us. We German and Italian often, so yeah. But you think you found a place where apart from hockey life you feel good?
Yeah, I really love it here. I really do. I really enjoy it here. It's a great place. Now that we have our family, my daughter who's a year and a half old now, and she's spent most of her life here in Sturzing, and I'm so happy that she's here. She's learning, English for me and Italian for my wife, and I'm hoping at daycare she's picking up some words in dialect.
There.
Same. But she's learning everything, and I would be so happy if she could know 3 languages, but no, we really do enjoy it here, yeah.
All right, good, nice. Um, Coming back a little bit to the hockey, you had to take also the step back to a lower league, to yeah, to a lower level. What was did you did you have problems with that, and was what was the biggest step you had?
Well, like, changing gears here a little bit. Well, I guess what I can say is that my whole career, I've always tried to play at the highest level possible that I'm capable of. I was offered more money to play in lower leagues earlier in my career. It is a business, right? So you have to consider that. And my mentality was that if I play at the highest level that I can possibly play in, then even if I fail for whatever reason, and that does happen. I mean, situations happen where you go to a place and it just doesn't work out. You don't gel with the other teammates, or you just for whatever reason you can't put the puck in the net. Or import numbers. I had a problem one year in Germany with the amount of imports that we had versus, and then all the defensemen got injured. So they had to bring in an import defenseman, and then we had too many forward imports, and I kind of had an issue there. So I ended up leaving that year, and those things happen, and that's the nature of the business side of hockey. But my mentality had always been like just play at the highest level, um, and then like a bit like I said, if it doesn't work, then you can kind of go down a level. And I feel like I still have, good hockey left in my 34 years of age now, that I can still play for another few years at a high level because I'm in good shape, luckily, touch wood. Um, but for me, having the opportunity to sign a contract here for 2 years and having my Italian wife, and be potentially becoming an Italian citizen, and then being able to prolong my career and stay in a place. I already knew that Vibiteno from other people was a nice place to live. I hadn't stayed it yet, but I'd heard that it was a nice place to be. So being like in the latter stages of my career, it made a lot of sense for me to try and go to a place where I could go and be like an older, experienced player, a leader on the team, try and establish myself in this league as a top player, get my Italian passport, hopefully, and then be able to stay here for a few years and have some stability for my daughter as she was coming into the world, and then for my family as well, so that I could hopefully stay in Sturzing. That was the plan right from when I signed, was to try and become a part of the community and be here for as long as you guys will have me, kind of thing. So I mean, of course, yeah, you can look at it as a step down because in the years past, I waited, and I wouldn't take anything, even if it was less money. I would take it to go to the higher league. But for where I was in my career at that point, this really made sense for me, and that's kind of how it happened. That I reached out to Dubitano. I reached out to a couple other teams in the Alps League because, like I said, I really wanted to be in Italy, and I got in touch with Egon, and we talked a few times, and then we kinda got something together pretty quick, and I'm very thankful that he saw the potential in me coming here and recognizing that I could help the team, and we got a contract done pretty quickly, and the rest is kinda history, and that's how I became to be here, and I'm very thankful I got that opportunity.
And when hockey gets too much, um, is it good to have the family here? Does it distract you from your hockey day, from your hockey problems?
It definitely is a distraction. No, no, I'm joking. Yeah, like, I mean, my daughter's at such a fun age now where she's just learning everything, so it it really puts things in perspective after a bad game or whatever, it's not always going perfect, but she's waking up in the middle of the night, the hockey doesn't really matter, you have to be a dad at that point. So, I mean, when I was younger, I couldn't have imagined playing and trying to raise a toddler, but now that I have one, I can't imagine living, what did I do when I had all that free time, right? I don't even remember. Also, I have a dog, so, like, I'm out every day walking. I push the stroller and walk the dog, and I'm out doing stuff all the time with them, so it absolutely is a nice distraction to get away from the rink, and then when I'm here, it also makes it that much more special that I can just be with my now, some of my best friends in the world that we can just go in the dressing room, and we can battle on the ice, or we can tell jokes in the room or whatever it is, but, it's good to have both, the hockey life and the family life.
Good. Yeah, sounds really good. Uh, you have also your family over here to visit you. I mean, I had the big pleasure to talk personally to your dad, and he told me about his skier life and that he did kind of lots of ski races and around ski races. So, um, the question I have now: have you ever been on a way to be ski racer?
Not ski racer. I skied at a very young age. My dad had me on the mountain we were in British Columbia at that time. And I learned to ski when I was probably just around 2 years old or a little bit older, over 2 years old. And then when I was about 12 or 13, I thought it was cooler to be a snowboarder. So then I started snowboarding. But around the Toronto area, there's not very much good skiing or snowboarding. So I was decent. Like I don't do tricks or anything. I'm not racing, but I like to just go down and carve down the mountain. And I went a couple years ago to a few different places in Italy and Austria, one time in Switzerland. I went snowboarding, and Veronica's a good skier, she went skiing, so but my dad, that's awesome that you brought it up because he woke up early and told me that he was watching the Kitzbühel, the race,
Ah, okay.
and then when Kitzbühel was here, he was trying to talk to the trainer, about, like, the mountain and how it was there, and I was like, "Okay, this guy's trying to wear." No, no, but my dad's such a big supporter of my career, and I'm so happy that he can come over here, and I think he's gonna come again actually in the next couple weeks, and I'm gonna try and watch some of the playoff games, and I would love if he can come. Maybe he can get to go skiing in Kitzbühel while there's still snow, because he was a very, very good he is still a good skier, but in his prime, he was flying down the mountain, so he loves the ski racing, yeah, he loves it, so
Told me lots of stories. Were very interesting to listen. I love skiing. I love snowboarding too. So it was really fun to listen. So if Vostok would invite you to go skiing or snowboarding, would you be still able to do it? Like, are you still doing, or did you concentrate only on hockey after?
No, like, I would for sure be confident to go down the mountain, and I could do it, but I don't like to really do anything that could put, like, an injury at risk or something like that during the season. So if the season were to end and there's still snow, then I would consider going up and snowboarding or something. But during the season, I'm kind of too focused on hockey to take a day up on the mountain, and that's just me, just because I haven't done it enough lately, but I would definitely be able to do it, yeah.
Been nice, nice. So we slowly come to an end of it. What I was wondering, do you have already a plan for, let's talking about in a few years after your hockey career, professional hockey player?
Yes.
Do you see yourself as a coach or
I would really like to try coaching, and sometimes I mean, it's easy to say when you're not, doing the thing, but I think in some ways I could be better as a coach than as a player because it's something that I've always been passionate about and coaching and trying to help. I mean, when I was actually 14, there was like a local rink, just close walking distance from my house, and I would walk up there and ask if I could help, and I would just go on the ice and push the pucks, like put them in the corners for the coaches and stuff. And then as the time went on, I started teaching the classes, and I did some camps where I was teaching when I was in my early 20s, and I've always really enjoyed doing that and seeing guys get better and watching, being able to share my experience, like I said before, with other things. So in the future, if the opportunity arises, I would definitely be interested in trying my hand at coaching, and it seems like a natural progression in my career, like to be able to try to coach after having a long, successful career in playing and then going into coaching. I would really enjoy that. Yeah.
You like, or would you like to coach more senior hockey or more junior levels?
Well, yeah, I would like to be like coaching top level, whatever it is. Uh, I wouldn't be opposed to coaching a junior level where you can really see development of players. But then when you coach in that senior level and you can implement the right systems for the group of players that you have and watch them be successful, that's something that would be very rewarding as well. So I mean, there's lots of different ways to look at both type of challenges, and it all depends, like, where you kinda start, right? What kind of opportunity you can get as a rookie coach coming into that life compared to the playing life, because there's lots of stuff that I don't even realize that I don't know yet about the coaching job. And even though I think I'm ready and I'm sure that I could do okay, but, there's still it would be a huge learning curve. So, I mean, if, who knows, like, maybe in the future, if I can be an assistant coach for Johan or, go with Aaron, like, whatever the case may be, but you get a year or 2 of, assistant coaching and really getting to learn from guys with experience and then go from there. But it's something I'd definitely be interested in doing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you for sure have to tell a lot, and you can teach a lot to
Yeah.
hockey players, and you have such an experience, and young players for sure can learn from you.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
older ones.
Yeah.
But then, what would be an advice you would give to a young player, to young players from the Broncos, to be able to go that way you did?
I think that the biggest thing for any young hockey player is to just, if you have fun and you work hard, have fun and work hard, and you'll be successful. I mean, if you go out there, you have to enjoy working hard. That has to be part of the fun. And if you do that because you're always going to be working hard to get better and working hard, but enjoying that at the same time, then you're going to improve your skills. You're gonna make yourself stronger and gain experience in how to do things faster. And that's the biggest thing. And that's my biggest advice. Just if you enjoy what you're doing, you work hard, then you can have success. And it doesn't matter if you're the most talented player uh, or not so much. Like if you work hard, then you can outplay the more talented player, and that happens all the time. You can see it very often where a guy with not as much skill can beat out a guy with more skill because he works harder, he's more focused, he can bring something to the team that maybe the talented guy doesn't bring. So just yeah, work hard and try and have fun.
Nice. One last word or some last words to the fans. Now looking at the qualification round,
Yeah.
hopefully at the playoffs.
Well, I definitely have to say to the fans, to the coaching staff, to the whole Broncos organization, really, is that I really appreciate the fact that you guys believed in us this year. And from the start, when we had so many issues with injuries and we had all the bad luck a team can have, I mean, management stuck with us where in a lot of places that wouldn't be the case because, they when you're in last place like we were and things just aren't going your way for another loss and another loss and another loss, a lot of people would say, you know what, this isn't working. We got to change stuff. And we didn't really. We kept with it. We knew we had the potential to do the right things and we had a full building. even when we lost those games by 1 goal, we had fans that the atmosphere was amazing, and it brings so much energy to us, and, so I thank like I said, the organization, the fans, the management, the coaching staff, everyone that stuck with us, and now we're in a position where we are confident we can make the playoffs, and this is gonna be, the hardest part of the season by far, of course, but we know we can do it, and we're gonna work, hard every day to earn those playoff spots, and once we do earn it, if we do earn it, once we do earn it, I mean, I don't think any team's gonna wanna play against us. We have a lot of talent, we work hard, and we come up big in big games, so, um, I'm excited for this last couple months. It's gonna be a fun finish, and thanks to all the fans for being there for every game, and we'll see you hopefully for the next ones.
So I let you slowly go into your practice time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Very much for talking with me and answering to all my
Next time we'll do it in
questions.
Italian.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
So
So hopefully next year, yeah, okay.
hopefully.
That would be great. So thank you again.
Thanks a lot, man.
See you.
Thanks for having me.